Sri Shankar Maharaj, Chapter 39, Divine Experiences of Devotees. One of the devotees of Sri Shankar Maharaj, Mr. Vasudev Rao Bambordekar, staying at Bandra in Mumbai, was constantly suffering from stomachache. One night his pain was unbearable and he was crying in agony. At that moment, somebody fondled his back and said, "Go and get yourself operated. You will be all right." He turned around to see, but there was no one in the room. He recognized the voice of Sri Sadguru Shankar Maharaj. He obeyed Maharaj's order and got operated. After the operation, while he was at the hospital, Maharaj personally visited and inquired about his health. Mr. Vasudev Rao went to Pune to meet Maharaj after recovering from illness. On seeing him, Maharaj removed his shirt and showed operation marks on his stomach. Maharaj also showed the injection mark on his left arm. Mr. Vasudev Rao was speechless and could not believe his eyes. Maharaj then said, "I was in the hospital on the 9th of December. This incident gives us the proof of how Maharaj is always closely attached to his devotees, not only mentally but also physically. It also shows us how he takes the pain on himself which is caused to his devotees. Maharaj is such a great ascetic who has got the potential to absorb his devotees' pains and griefs. He can do this act only if he wishes to do so, as he is not bonded in words or promises. Sri Shankar Maharaj can only be bonded with true love, faith, and meditation." Once, Sri Shankar Maharaj was travelling in a Victoria, that is a horse cart. Before alighting, Maharaj ordered the Victoria's driver to choose on number 13 while gambling. The driver obeyed Maharaj's order and fixed number 13 in gambling. The next day, the lucky draw number was in the favor of the rider. He won lots of money and his poverty came to an end. This news ran throughout Pune like fire. Gamblers started visiting Maharaj to ask the lucky draw number. Accordingly, Maharaj kept giving different numbers to the gamblers. But none of the given numbers were the winning ones. Finally, getting tired, the gamblers questioned Maharaj that the given numbers were always false. On that, Sri Shankar Maharaj replied, "You idiots! That Victoria driver was in need of money to buy medicines for his sick wife. So I gave him the lucky number for gambling. But you all need money for fun and frolic." Hearing these words, all the gamblers felt ashamed of themselves and walked away from the sight of Sri Shankar Maharaj. On a visit to Ganagapur, Sri Shankar Maharaj wished to enter the temple to view Datta Padukas. But all the Brahmin priests prevented him from entering the temple, thinking that he was not a Brahmin. Without saying a word, Maharaj immediately walked away from there and sat quietly on the Rudra Ghat on the banks of the Bhima river. While in the temple, the Padukas of Lord Dattatreya were given Abhishek, that is, giving divine bath to God with water and milk with the narration of mantras. But when the priests poured water and milk on the Padukas, they disappeared. Finally, the priests offered flowers to the Padukas, but they also vanished. All the priests were astonished and frightened. Then a priest came shouting that all the Abhishek water, milk, and flowers which had disappeared are falling at the feet of a man sitting on the Rudra Ghat. Everybody rushed to the Rudra Ghat to see the man. But they saw Maharaj sitting at Rudra Ghat. All the priests realized that the man whom they had prevented from entering the temple was a great ascetic and was none other than Lord Dattatreya himself. Realizing this mistake, the priests fell at Sri Shankar Maharaj's feet and apologized and took him to the temple with great care and respect. Jai Shankar Maharaj.